This is just a trigger warning to warn you that I will be talking about the LGBTQ plus community today, and because it's such a sensitive topic, this is the warning. So if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, please jump off and find another video. You have been warned. Welcome back to the Red Pill Australia. Today I want to talk about the LGBTQ plus community and how it's gone too far now. Where to begin? So, on this page called Binary Australia, it talks about the LGBTQ stuff. And this title of this article is "Tell Down Andrews, Get Your Trans Target Off Our Toddlers." So pretty much today we're looking at this article right now, and let's see what they're trying to now, according to this article, brainwash our toddlers and preschoolers, which is wrong. Bringing this stuff into the preschool and toddlers, they don't understand this stuff. They've barely even lived a little. They aren't even thinking about transgender, or all they're thinking about is what toy they're gonna play next. And Daniel Andrews wants to bring it in to teach young kids about transgender. No, they're not. They're 3 to 4 years old. They're not thinking about this. This is wrong. It's very wrong. This is threatening children's mental health because they don't know what this is and what stuff it could bring in. It's a very dangerous path. This article says, Dan's latest attempt to teach transgender to your kids. Placing radical gender ideologies in preschool curriculums is just the latest move by Daniel Andrews and James Milano to teach transgender ideology to your kids. First, it was safe schools. Then drag queen story time. Then the gender-bred person. And just before you and I are going to have to fight to stop them. This is going too far now. Our kids even thinking about anything to do with relationships in preschool or even primary school. So then why are we pushing for it in schools? It's not right. It's cruel. It's dangerous. And kids do not understand this stuff. I don't personally understand this stuff. If a 15-year-old does not understand this stuff, something needs to be done now before it brainwashes everyone. And here's a thing, I did some research. Preschool development at 4 to 5 years, what's happening? So in preschool, and at this stage, they're exploring and learning to express emotions. For example, by talking, using gestures, making noises, and playing. And it talks about how preschoolers also like to be around people. Your child might want to please and be like preschool age friends. Imagery, friends could be important to you and child. As part of getting along with others, you might hear your child saying sorry. But are preschool kids even thinking about this? This is wrong. This gender stuff should not be entering schools at all because it's confusing everyone. And here's another article from the Canberra Times. Cruel politics ruling trans debate. By trying to push it in schools, it's not getting the right message. And it's not teaching anyone how to respect this community. All it is brainwashing them and trying to make kids to make that choice. Are they trans? Are they male? Are they female? This is wrong. Very wrong. And another thing I would like to bring to attention is Mardi Gras. Is it appropriate for kids? So I googled this, and it says, is Mardi Gras okay for children? But contrary to public perception, Mardi Gras is actually a family celebration. Yes, we dare say that it's kids friendly. The best place to take the kids to the parade on route on Street Charles Avenue. So it's just giving you a location. But some of the images I have seen, it's not appropriate for kids. They're trying to bring in dangerous stuff. Like in one at Sydney, it is encouraging to bring kids to, is one of the parades in Sydney had this community called the Australian Fetish Community, or Fetish Australia. And it's like, what the hell? Our kids need to be brought into this? Do they need to know about fetishes? Stuff like that? This is disgusting. This is going too far now. Mardi Gras is not appropriate for kids. I'll show you some images I've found on the internet from 2015, 2016, 2017, 2019. Some of it looks okay, but some of it is completely too far. We don't let kids watch porn. We don't let kids drink alcohol. We don't let kids do anything that could put their lives at risk. How is choosing a gender right? They don't even understand. Are they in a sexual relationship? Are they 100 to 10% sure they're actually bi, gay, or trans? Have they lived? Parents should not be trying to bring kids or even allowing this stuff into schools. It's confusing kids. It's causing very huge issues. Allowing these kids to call other kids homophobic or transphobic just because they have an opinion that they have with the LGBTQ+. This is not right. These images are disgusting to see. And if kids are being brought down to see this sort of crap, then something needs to be done. There needs to be boundaries put into place. Seriously, there needs to be boundaries. This needs to be put to a stop now before all kids are brainwashed and think this is okay to see. It's not okay to see. It's wrong. It's corrupting the mind. Kids aren't even... I'm going to emphasize on this one. Kids aren't even thinking about sex. They haven't even had sex if they're saying they're gay or stuff like that. They're just saying their sexual orientation. But if they have not had sex, how can they say, I'm gay? And stuff like that. This is totally wrong. A lot of people are saying it's cruel politics. And yes, it is. It's cruel. It's giving the actual community a bad name, that the people that are there trying to do and be open and say, look, I'm gay, stuff like that. Those people that aren't trying to push it down on other people, they're not doing anything wrong. But when it's encouraging to bring kids to pride parades and Mardi Gras, it's not appropriate at all. Half of the people aren't even dressed properly. They're dressed... You can see, if you can see their skin or their undies, stuff like that, it's not appropriate. Something needs to be done now, and these politicians trying to bring it into school needs to be looked at and reviewed, because it's not appropriate for school at all. With some of the images I've seen today, I'm disgusted. I really am disgusted in this. And I'm going to get called transphobic and homophobic for this. Why? Because I'm saying I have a completely different opinion that a lot of people won't agree with. And I'm just horrified. I do not want my kids growing up in a world like this. If I had kids. This is completely wrong. And these kids that say, or are part of the community, that don't know what's really happening. It's okay to be part of this community, and I'm not doubting that. But trying to bring it into schools is completely wrong. It's not school appropriate at all. If I can't bring the red ensign into school without getting in trouble, why are they allowed their flags? An Australian flag, and I'm not allowed to bring it in. Why? Because I displayed it. But if it was the pride flag, oh no, that's okay, we'll pull down the Torres Strait Islander flag and fly that flag. That's disrespectful. Enough is enough. This community needs to be told to sit down, be quiet. You've gotten what you want. Now, start trying to push it more and more because kids are getting corrupted. Kids do not know what they're talking about. They haven't lived yet. This is wrong. Everything that this community is trying to bring into schools is wrong. Would you have a porn tape going around so your kids can see it? No. Would you have this sort of stuff and kids are around it? This is sexualizing kids too early. Too early, in fact. They're not even thinking about this stuff. Let kids be kids. Let men be men. Let women be women. Let trans be trans. But there needs to be boundaries put into place now, because if there's no boundaries set, pedophiles will use it as an excuse to get off charges, and then they will go and charge kids. Bad people will use this as an excuse to target kids. It could cause predatory actions to happen much, much worse. Enough is enough. Where do we draw this line? If you cannot draw this line, then why are you even saying you're part of this community if you do not know where to draw the line? Enough is enough. And I'm seriously scared that kids are being exposed to this lifestyle, this choice, and it's completely wrong. Kids should have a choice. If they're thinking about if they're trans or questioning if they're gay or not, take them to a psychologist, get them checked. Actually talk to people and ask the right questions. They're allowed to be trans, but it needs to be brought in at a responsible age. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not even 15. It should be brought in around 16, where the mind is somewhat matured. They know what they're talking about, but do not bring it in at a young age, because it's just going to cause these kids that come out as trans might not have known that trans people in religious communities get treated like crap. This is a very dangerous thing to do. It's not appropriate for kids. None of this stuff is appropriate for kids. It is as bad as showing a kid a porn film or something pornographic. They do not need to know that. It's wrong. They do not need to see this stuff. It's not appropriate at all. And politicians who are using this is wrong. The Greens needs to stop doing this. It's not appropriate for our kids. It's not appropriate for kids at all. I will show you some of the images, and they shock me. I'm just shocked. It's time that we begin putting rules, keep it out of school. If it's out of school, who cares? But school is for learning. School is for doing educational stuff, learning. But bringing this transgender stuff in, LGBTQ plus stuff in, is not school appropriate at all. It's causing arguments between kids that have completely different and valid opinions, and they get called transphobic, homophobic. Even though they respect the community, these kids are speaking out and saying, oh, you can't have a completely different opinion to this. No one can have an opinion about the LGBTQ plus. Oh, if you have a bad opinion about them, you're homophobic. Oh, if you have a good opinion, you respect that community. You can have bad opinions and not be homophobic and transphobic. It's time to stop this before it gets too far. If you like what I'm saying, then please like and subscribe. Please do your own research. Look into this. Draw the lines. Because if we do not draw the lines soon, we're screwed. It's stupid. This is brainwashing. Please like and subscribe. Don't let this be the thing that destroys our world.